we've all heard it by now that, yes, Dragon Ball Super Episode 70 is by far one of the crazier episodes to come out this season, especially since that it's just a normal episode, which that at first I was kind of like, well, it's just normal goofiness. But at the very least, these are just those normal episodes when it's like, hey, we just have the characters just sort of sitting around and just being them, like having their personalities sort of bounce off of one another. It's something that me and a few of my friends like what we used to talk about like back in Dragon Ball Z days, of like what happens when they're not fighting, because those episodes were so far and between of course they're fighting Frieza, of course they're fighting like Cell, and they're fighting like Nappa and Raditz and Vegeta and stuff like that. But the real question always boiled down to was that the original Dragon Ball Z story kind of never really gave them too much room to relax, because that's sort of how all the movies kind of played in. And it's kind of interesting now to sort of see, well, yeah, after every arc or after every like major battle, we do get a small little moment of them just having fun and doing some shit like that. And of course, like kind of me tipping my hat to this one, this is a Yamcha episode. It's the first Yamcha episode to actually kind of say, well, yeah, we kind of want him to kind of show his stuff, or at the very least use him like as a punching bag for just about half of the crazy jokes that kind of come up in this episode. And they don't even hold back, okay? It starts out with them trying their hardest to actually make Yamcha like a really good like powerful character, or at the very least, since he was a professional baseball player, they do kind of go there and they're like, okay, well, yeah, like he knows this, he knows that. Kind of crazy how that they just decided to make Goku their main pitcher. I don't know why they did that, but again, we did kind of have our two little like silly pitching moments, of course, like with Goku going a little bit too hard, okay, and him destroying like the entire umpire's field. However, at this point, I really gotta say something too, is that they did drop a lot of Easter eggs in this episode, like with Yamcha basically saying that like he doesn't think that fucking Tien and Chaozu could keep up, which is why he left them out, which to a lot of people, it kind of harkens back to the whole battle of the revival of F thing, the reason why Yamcha wasn't there, and them saying that he couldn't keep up because he wasn't a martial artist, even though at that time, like Krillin wasn't even training anymore, and he was still, well, Krillin and Gohan, they still weren't like all that like trained, but they were still strong enough to kind of hold off all of Frieza's people. Even Master Roshi, he stepped in and he doesn't even train. You even look at the whole thing of how like Gohan kind of knows something about baseball, and like you see Goku doing things when he was up under the bat and shit, like holding the bat upside down and then fixing it and everything. You even go like go so far as them kind of having a beam struggle with fucking baseballs and baseball bats and shit, and sort of kind of watching like Yamcha kind of like try and steal bases, and Champa constantly getting in his way and keep on trying, man, to like he's there trying, man, to like just steal shit and beat him down just so, well, now of course he can like win the game and get that feast. Well, what's funny? How that this episode started off with fucking Champa saying that he wanted to have this baseball game with Beerus so that he could like taste some, or at least steal Earth's food, which kind of made me wonder what's going on with their Earth. I mean, it could just be that it's not necessarily like that it doesn't have humans on it anymore, or most likely that it's just getting back into the groove, because they don't necessarily really state like what's going on with that Earth. They never really state it. It's just, well, it's back, and like, of course, like, however, of course, Champa, like, he just wants to steal shit from Beerus, so, it kind of turns out, well, yeah, I want the food, but then as this episode plays out, he's kind of getting into the baseball game, or at the very least of him trying to get Yamcha out so that they can win. You know, so it has a lot of that craziness in there. So all that is really fun. Well, I don't want to keep this video going on for too long, but there is one thing specifically that I did that really made me like almost die laughing, and it was of course Beerus and Champa. Of course they kind of have to butt heads and shit, and of course they're punching each other and shit, and you know how that goes. But the funnier part is that the way how that what's the name wins and shit is like he gets to home base, but like the funny thing is though is that he's out the same way, you know, like he was when he was killed by the fucking Cybermen. So I'm like, kind of shit. So that's some fun shit. Oh, also before I end this though, we do get a very interesting comment from Boma saying that this is the only thing that or at least like in her eyes, that this is the only thing that Yamcha was actually good at. I really can't say that necessarily, because again, I'm like, Yamcha, he was a really good martial artist. Yamcha was a very good, for the most part with her, he was a really good boyfriend, and also on top of that, he was a really good baseball player. I mean, even I think he's not in the league anymore, but like you think about it, and it's like Yamcha has way more skill than what, well, possibly he has way more martial arts skill than what Hercule has. So you think about that, and it's like, well, yeah, like they could win the World Martial Arts Tournament if they tried, but you know, that's just kind of how this goes. But until then, that is what I gotta say about that. Please tell me what you think about this down in the comment section, and catch you on the next Jongravesshow. Keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out. Hello Internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow. And we're talking about Ruby and what a beautiful outcome this one has, you know. Because again, I believe that this episode we actually find out that Blake is possibly half human, half Faunalise, half cat girl. So I guess that last episode's little the little breakaway history lesson was for this beautiful episode upon just explaining the fact, well, yeah, Blake has a human father and a